Alright, so in this video I want to talk about the Confucian idea of heaven. In the previous videos I've done Xiao or filial piety, Li or rights and moral norms, and Hao Shui, self-cultivation, and Ren, which is like benevolence and person. It's a difficult one. So I've done those four, and I want to kind of discuss the idea of heaven or tian. Tian is something where I would say that tian is kind of plays a little bit more of a role for Mencius, which I will be discussing. But heaven is something that is in Confucius's teachings, and so Confucius can often be not even seen as a religion, but it is, and it's more of a religion, I would say, for Mencius, but tian is translated as nature, or sky, or heaven. One can know the movement of tian. Now, tian is can also mean spirits or gods, but not. It's mostly just spirits, and you can indirectly know what tian is doing. This is not like a personal god, because like it can often be misconstrued of tian as being this personal god, where the god tells you things, but you can indirectly know what tian is doing in a way. Tian communicated with Confucius, and Tian, in a way, communicates with all men, but in a very indirect way. And Tianming, which is something that I will discuss more with Mencius, which is the mandate of heaven, where Tian will choose somebody that is fit to rule, or this sage king, and that will be the ruler. But Mencius had the idea of the Tianming. Like I said, Tian is not a personal god, and you pay attention to ritual decorum pertaining to Tian. There are rites that are related to Tian, which you, as a Confucianist, you must observe. As you have to, as with Li being the virtue of rights and moral norms, you have to observe any of them that are in place where you are. And Tian has its own set of rights and ritual decorum, and you have to show reverence for Tian. That's one of them. Also meaning that you keep your distance. You don't directly speak to Tian. You don't try to provoke or test Tian. You respect and you hear Tian and spirits. You sacrifice as though present. That's one of the things that he Confucius discusses, and there were actual sacrifices, that did go on. But the whole thing with Confucius's idea of Tian is that, as with Li and filial piety, you respect the Tian or the spirits. You respect them, and you also revere and fear them, and you don't do anything stupid, and you keep your distance and understand it's almost another relationship of filial piety, but it's not direct. Therefore, it's not as much of it's not really as much as one of those relationships because it's not a direct thing. Yeah. So, and we'll see soon that Mencius's idea of tian has more of an effect on the whole religion thing. Mencius's idea of tian has more of an effect on his whole philosophy as a whole. So let me know if you think I should have included something or discussed more something that Confucius said about tian, or if you have a question, comment below and let me know.